Hello, everybody, and welcome to Que Golazo. Unexpected change. I'll be replacing Luis Miguel Echegaray for this episode, and I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by the transfer guru himself, the man who never sleeps, certainly not during transfer windows, Fabrizio Romano. Fab, great to be with you. Thanks a lot for taking the time. How are you doing?
Hello, John. Thank you. Always a big pleasure, and thanks again to you for also doing this great job also in Louis' place. But I'm sure you will be great.
Well, let's not beat around the bush. Let's get straight into it. Obviously, being an Aston Villa fan, the only thing that I can think of every moment of every day at this moment in time is whether Jack Grealish is going to be staying at Villa Park or if he's going to be moving to Manchester City. What's the latest on Jack Grealish potentially going to City?
Yes, and the situation is really an ongoing now, I would say, because after the official bid from Manchester City last week, £100 million, the two clubs are working and talking directly to reach an agreement also on details of this fee offered by Manchester City. So Manchester City and Aston Villa are in direct contact, and I'm told it's not about sport directors or agents now. It's about the most important people in the club. So Manchester City owners and Aston Villa owners are talking about this deal, and that's why it's taking a bit longer than expected, but they are working on it. Manchester City are working on it. They are confident to sign Jack Grealish. They have a contract ready, a 5 years contract ready for Jack Grealish in case they can find a total agreement with Aston Villa and with the player. They have medical scheduled in case they will reach the agreement this week. But I say this week because timing in this deal will be really important. And Manchester City know about it since they made the official bid, because Aston Villa have always been clear with Manchester City and saying from player side, they want the deal to be completed this week or nothing will be done, because they are ready to offer Jack Grealish a new deal with Aston Villa. So that's why timing will be really important in this deal. And I think this week we will understand if Jack Grealish will really join Manchester City or if he will sign a new deal with Aston Villa.
So my understanding of it at this moment in time is that Manchester City are working in parallel cases, both trying to get Harry Kane and Jack Grealish. And in the case of Grealish, City have proposed an offer that Villa can't actually reject, but it's something that they have to work out both so that it suits the club and also potentially suits the player.
Yes. It's 100% like this. And always when you do this kind of deal, and it's one of the biggest deal of history of transfer market, of course, the record one in England, but will be historical for English football. And not only, it's not just about the fee, but also about the payment terms, how many years you're paying this fee, and this kind of details to be discussed. So that's why they are talking about it, and it's getting a bit longer about the days. I think it's not going to be a long negotiation. As I said, I think this week we'll have a final answer about the deal, because also Aston Villa and also from player side, they want to clarify the situation as soon as possible. They don't want Jack Grealish to start the Premier League with transfer rumors around him. So that's why they want to complete everything this week. But let's see if Manchester City will be able to complete this deal. And as you say, they are also waiting to see what happens on Harry Kane's side. And that's why maybe also some strategy is going on these two deals, because they have to decide. I think I can't say that it's impossible, because unfortunately I'm not Manchester City CEO, but I think it will be really difficult for Manchester City to sign both Grealish and Kane this summer. So they will need something really big, and maybe some outgoings of top players. And at the moment, the situation is still quiet. So they are doing some strategy with Grealish negotiation ongoing, but also waiting what's going to happen on Harry Kane's side. But with Daniel Levy, it will be really complicated at Tottenham to do this deal for Harry Kane.
And if something was to happen for Harry Kane, do you think it would go closer to the end of the transfer window than obviously the Grealish deal with the deadline in place from Aston Villa?
Yes, I think the timing will be a bit different. As you said, for Grealish, we expect in these days to have a final answer. For Harry Kane, I don't see a quick solution as of now in some days. I think it will take some weeks maybe to resolve the situation. Harry Kane was not in training again also today, was absent from training, and he will be back in training later this week from what I'm told. So he will be back at Tottenham training ground, talking directly with the club. And that's what Manchester City are waiting to see, what Harry Kane will tell to Tottenham board, to Fabio Paratici, new director of football, to Daniel Levy himself, but also to Nuno, because Nuno wants to talk directly with the player, wants to talk about the project and what they want to do with him. So from Tottenham, they still hope to keep the player and to change and to fix the situation. but Harry Kane hopes to leave Tottenham because he wants to play Champions League football. So it's a poker game now, and the tense situation is really serious because now from Tottenham, they want to resolve the situation, and from Harry Kane, he wants really to have this Champions League opportunity with Manchester City. So I think there is also a lot of strategy on this deal, but it will take a bit longer than Jack Grealish, yes.
We know that both Aston Villa and Tottenham are close to completing signings on either side. Aston Villa close to sealing the deal for Leon Bailey, and Tottenham bringing in Romero from Atalanta. Do you see this as potentially both clubs making a bid to convince both players that they are serious enough about their ambitions so that the two players would reject Manchester City's interest?
Maybe yes. I think Aston Villa, you will be happy about it, and Luis too. I think they're showing their ambition. With Emiliano Buendia, it's a fantastic signing. With Leon Bailey, as you mentioned, it's a done deal between clubs, and everything will be completed with the player this week because they have an agreement in place for personal terms. He will sign for 5 years. They will complete also the negotiation for £30 million. So everything is ready for Leon Bailey, and I think they are showing a lot of ambition signing this kind of player because Bailey is a player for top teams. So I think Aston Villa are really showing how their project is serious. And imagine if they are going to sign a new deal with Jack Grealish, it would be an amazing team really for the new season. And talking about Tottenham, I think, yes, they need, a part of what's going to happen with Harry Kane, they need something new in the defense because Fabio Paratici, since he arrived on July 1st, he always wanted to change something in the defense. So it's Cristian Romero. It's a done deal now with Atalanta for €50 million and €5 million add-ons, also with the player pushing to join Tottenham. But I expect Tottenham to do something else in defense, maybe a new right back, maybe a new centre-back if they will be able to sell some player. And apart of Harry Kane's story, I see Tottenham changing their team because they want to bring something fresh to the club, also with the new director of football, Fabio Paratici, and with the new manager, Nuno.
Fabrizio, I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you so much for joining me and for clarifying all of that. I'm sure that all of the listeners and viewers will be delighted with the light that you've shed on that. And thanks from me personally as a Villa fan for clarifying some of this stuff as well.
Thank you. I hope for you, Jack Grealish will stay at the club. We will see in the coming days. But
fingers crossed, fingers and everything else crossed.
Thank you again and see you soon.
Likewise, my friend. Pleasure.